With the holiday season coming up, some of you are going to be going to events and parties and things where you need to dress just a little bit nicer than your typical dressy attire. This week's episode brings you a styling session with a member of my free community, Kristi, who asked the question about what do I do about creating a mini capsule for dressy items? Keep listening to find out what we talked about and the suggestions I gave her for finding a mini capsule of dressy items to fit her life and style. Hey there, lovely. Welcome to the Radiantly Dressed podcast. Do you want to feel beautiful and confident and look put together in your clothes? Do you find yourself scrolling Pinterest looking for capsule wardrobes and outfit ideas? Do you walk into your closet hoping for an easy wardrobe solution only to feel frustrated and frumpy when nothing looks or feels like you want it to? Hey there, I'm Stacey. I'm a busy homeschooling mom juggling life, business, and struggling with autoimmune disease. Just like you, I felt overwhelmed and frustrated with my closet and wished I had an easy to put together wardrobe that reflected who I am on the inside, the woman that God is constantly refining. But I just could not figure out how to have easy mornings and authentic style until I found the power of color analysis and capsule wardrobes. In this podcast, you'll find how to wear and use your best colors, a proven framework to create an easy closet full of clothes you love, and how to do it all in a way that honors who God created you to be so that frumpy fashion doesn't get in the way of your faith and mission. So put in your favorite earrings, swipe on some lipstick, and let's get dressed. A few days ago on Friday, I hosted a 3-hour workshop all about capsule wardrobes, and it was amazing. It did not feel like 3 hours. There was an 85-page workbook, and we just ran through it and talked all things capsule wardrobes. The great news is that you can catch this on replay still. This workshop, this Capsule Wardrobe Workshop, is still going strong for the rest of this week, and I would love to have you join and catch up and watch the replays. This afternoon, Monday, November 20th, I will be going live around 1 p.m. Central Time to answer questions about capsule wardrobes. So if you would love to be in on this and jump in before it goes away at the end of the week, I would love to have you. I'm going to drop the link to the Facebook group below so you can hop on over and join and play catch up and find out all you need to know about creating your own perfect capsule wardrobe. Hello, good morning, everyone. I am here today with Kristi, and I don't know how to say her last name, so I'm not even going to butcher it. Andress. So sort of how.
If you think about it, what we tell people is, and I dress myself, Andress.
Oh, that's nice. I like that a lot. That's a lot of fun. Okay, so we're here today. We're hanging out with Kristi. She got 15 minutes. Do you want to tell us how you got this 15 minutes with me?
Yeah, it helps that I'm wearing this dress for 100 days, so I'm posting all the time with the dress pictures, but comment on other people's posts, like them. Yeah, just being active in the group, I think.
Exactly. That's it. It's top engagement. So you get 15 minutes to pick my brain, ask me some questions, get some help with your wardrobe and your style. And I glanced over your notes, so I know what you want to talk about. And I'm excited because no one's really asked this question yet or wanted to talk about this yet. So this is going to be a little bit of a brain teaser. Why don't you go ahead, since they don't know what you want to talk about, why don't you go ahead and explain a little bit and give a little bit of background, because that'll help me too, to be able to help you as well.
Sure. So after almost a year, I think, of taking pictures and having you do my colors and all that kind of stuff, I'm getting a better feel for what I like to wear and capsules and all that sort of thing. And especially in year 2, I'm looking back at all my first year pictures and it helps a ton. But where I really, really struggle, and I often feel like I am not dressed for the right thing, whether it's a class reunion or my husband's Christmas work parties or things like that, are like fancier events. I live in the Pacific Northwest and we really struggle to do fancy here. Even at church, like it's totally normal for everyone to be wearing jeans, the women, everything. Like it's just, I see people post other places, in the United States about what they wear for things. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like I easily wear my flip-flops and jeans to church and it's no big deal. So when I'm confronted with a formal event or a semi-formal event, hold on, the cat is scratching to get out. Okay, sorry, that was gonna drive us all nuts.
Okay.
Then I'm totally flat-footed. I don't have the right clothes, the right shoes, I don't know. And so I started earlier this year trying to, after a failed Christmas party, to put together like, well, what are some things that I could mix and match? And honestly, it was a lot of navy and it wasn't very interesting. I have a couple fabrics that I've either had or picked up that I might turn into something, but I'm not quite sure what. I made one dress that's really pretty, but it's navy, but the overlay, the lace overlay has sparkle to it. So like I couldn't wear it for a funeral, like, I don't know. I need some things that maybe I could mix and match, and what shoes would coordinate to put together like some easy dressy outfits that I don't have to think too hard about. So.
Okay. So before I give you some of your thoughts here, about how often are you needing this stuff? Because that's going to kind of inform the size that we need to go with, how much variation.
Yeah. So probably, trying to think through like the last year.
Yeah,
there's always
these are one-off events, right? They don't happen all the time.
Right.
Yeah, let's think through about over a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had like 2 different funeral events, which are a little easier because I have like navy ponte pants that I can wear with a dressier blouse. That's a little bit easier, but it feels like a nice dark dress that doesn't have sparkles would be nice. So I've been to a couple of funerals. I had a summer wedding. I've got a fall wedding coming up. My husband's work always does something. Sometimes it's a little more formal or a little not, which caught me off guard this last time. I didn't realize it was more formal, and I wore corduroy pants and a sweater, and people were in cocktail dresses. So, and then usually like a date or 2 with my husband, if we go to a play or, for our anniversary last year, we went to a play up in Canada, things like that, where I want to dress nicer. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but I guess when I say fancy capsule, I'm not talking like red carpet, but
right. You need to look presentable for the occasion, right? It's occasion,
right.
It's occasion dressing, very like, and it means so many different things, right? Okay.
Right.
Did you pull a number out of that? I was listening to you and I was getting ideas when you were talking, and I was and I just need like a number.
6-ish, 6 times a year, probably.
Okay. And you're okay with repeating things, right? You're okay with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we want to do that. Okay, so here are my thoughts and all the things that I wrote down. Let me ask you one more question.
Okay.
I'm gonna save that question. I'll come back to that. Okay. So we asked how much often. Okay, so the first thing I was gonna say, and I think I already heard you say this, is that if you need anything for a semi-formal occasion, like one navy cocktail dress is a safe bet for anybody. But I think you said you had made something that fit that, so you have that, right?
I made this one. It's just a sheath dress, and it has, I don't know if you can pick up this sparkle, and then the sleeves are sheer.
Okay, so this would be your one cocktail dress, right? That you would wear for things that are not funerals, or not.
What would you? So, but my question is, the only navy shoes that I have that go with it are these, and they feel, I don't know, not fancy. I'm not good with fancy shoes. I own 0.
That was my next thing, is we need a dress shoe. And so I feel like since this is only 6 times a year, we should really stick with navy as the base here. You could also, depending on, and I've got some more ideas for you in a minute, depending on what we talk about, you could also go with a silver or gray.
Okay.
I would say silver or navy, depending on how much metallic you want and how much you want to elevate the other pieces that I had thoughts about. Okay, so I would say dress shoes. As far as heel height, that's going to be kind of your comfort level where you want it to be. If you go with the silver metallic, the metallic's going to give you that dressiness. Even if you pick a more simple shoe, it will automatically elevate it because it's got that sheen to it. So it's going to give you a little bit of dressiness without necessarily choosing a shoe that's going to make you want to rip your toes off in like an hour, right?
Which I have foot problems, plus I roll my ankles really easily. So I really keep my heels, no more than probably an inch is about my
Yeah, I'm always carrying a baby around, so I totally get this whole, like, we have to have safe shoes on our feet, right?
Yes.
And so that's why I said, like, maybe sticking with a metallic. You may be able to find a navy metallic, but I think probably a silver and a metallic is going to be your fit. And I know you like browns and shoes, so you could probably even go with oh my goodness, my brain just tapped out on me. You could even maybe do any metallic, I think, as long as it's not too warm, somewhere like in that like your gold family. If you wanted to do that, you could do that too. So I would say a metallic dress.
No, I like the silver. I like the silver idea because some of the necklaces and things I have are like pearls or like pearls and silver, like not diamonds, they're fake, but you know, like shiny, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I have an idea. So here's my next question, because I do have some ideas, but I want to hear your thoughts on this real quick. What do you, I heard you say ponte pants, so I'm hearing some separate talk. So what do you want to wear? Like, and I know I have an idea. I'm going to let you just give me a fairly quick answer. What do you want to wear? How do you want to be comfortable? How do you want to present yourself in this arena as far as the less fancy non-cocktail looks?
Yeah. So, one of the things I have that I think I would be comfortable in, you know, I love pants, even though I'm doing this dress challenge, I love pants. And I think like I have the fabric I have kind of changes colors, kind of a tealy navy color changing, like taffeta or something, I don't know. And so I kind of imagine some sort of like a little bit looser cropped, like ankle or cropped style that would be dressy with either like a sweater or like a shell with a cardigan. Somehow combining all those pieces makes my head hurt though, trying to figure out how all those dressy pieces could go together because they're like not jeans, you know?
Okay.
So
I thought, and it came to me and I feel good about it based on what you said. I think the taffeta may be a bit stiff. Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about how when you wear the linen pants, the wide leg linen pants look great, and you seem to really like them, right?
Yes.
If you were to take that basic shape and design and transform that into a chiffon pant.
Ooh, okay. I like that idea.
Fabric, you've got the flowiness that you already like. It's a silhouette that you're already comfortable with. I saw you put organza or chiffon on that dress. So I know you're not totally freaked out by sewing by it, because I have sewn chiffon before, and it is like a
yeah, the hemming of it might kill me, but yeah.
Well, do the rolled hem. I do rolled hems on chiffon. It's always the easiest way. Just stuck that rolled foot on there and just get it going.
I have never learned how to do a rolled hem. I would have to teach myself, but that doesn't mean I couldn't do it.
But and like it's super simple. Use a rolled hem on it. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking for that. As far as a shell, I do know I would do something like, if you're trying to stick with dressy, maybe a satin type shell, or like poly satin, because then you're going to get the softness mixing, right? Because I see when you wear your clothes, you don't wear a lot of structure typically.
No.
And I love the taffeta idea, and I think you should say, I don't know, I think you should save it. I think for this idea, I think chiffon's going to be kind of more along the lines of what you're already wearing. So I don't really have a place for the taffeta right now. So I would say a satin silk poly satin shell of some sort. If you go to Quince, Quince, they sell these, so it might give you an idea of like what I'm seeing in my head as far as what how to translate it. So do you want to do some kind of cardigan or some kind of cardigan? So when you wear cardigans, and I'm just asking you to remind me because my brain is not remembering, do you typically wear them like hip length or a little bit longer? Because I'm seeing hip length in my head.
I do both. Sometimes I wear more of the classic librarian, and sometimes I wear a little more boyfriendish length. It just depends. I wear both. I really love any kind of cardigan. I don't love super cropped on me because my torso is so long that I feel like it just looks funny on me. But with dresses, maybe that's different. But with usual normal outfits where you can tell like where my pant hits, cropped sweaters look a little funny on me.
Okay, so going along this pattern with this shell and cardigan, I'm seeing in my head, and this is how my brain works, it just like puts things together. Have you ever seen cardigans that are a very loose, thin weave? They have like space in them, and then some people see them, they'll have like bits of sparkle in the weave.
Ooh, yeah.
So something like that, I think, could be a really nice way to just take the whole outfit and bring it together. Because you have the pants, and you have the shell, and then you have
a cardigan with some sparkle and some open weave
Okay.
that has that dressy look to it. I want to say like a sort of a crocheted look, but I mean, you could like a very, very fine, super yarn. I hope you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do.
I can probably find a picture or something. I think that Talbot's actually had some this recent year that kind of were along this lines. They call them like a loose weave, kind of with sparkle, like that. I hadn't, okay, so, and I would say that as far as that, like, I would definitely do a full navy with that. And then if you want some variety, I would say to choose a different color to do the pants and the shell in, so you get more of a monochrome look with that navy sweater. So centering the navy, but then you have a separate color. Because when you're going to these events that are more formal and more fancy, you don't want to mix too many colors. You don't really want to stand out. That's not really the goal. The goal is to blend into the, in a lot of ways.
Well, and I might have, as I'm dumping my stuff over here, I think I have enough extra of this like see-through stretch lace too that has the sparkle that I could maybe do the cardigan.
Yeah, that would be great too. But anything that's sort of you're looking for a lightweight, kind of a sheer, because that's what I was talking about, the sheer, a sheer with some embellishment to it. Anything that along with would work as well. And so as far as another one, I would say one of the things that I wrote down here too, when you were talking about expanding for the cocktail dress and everything else, maybe get 1 or 2 pashminas, because they read really nice and they're a great cover for throwing over things. It would take some more tweaking to get it just right for the pants, but I think that you could use it for the pants also if you were to choose maybe a different style of top. I know that you wear some button downs, so maybe do button down.
If it's more like a rayon or something, I like
maybe doing a button down and more of that satin fabric too, so you get that sheen and that fanciness. You might be able to pair the pashmina with that one as well. So those are my ideas. And that, if you had two of the chiffon options, of course you could switch, stay in your color palette. You could switch the navy and whatever color you pick, switch them out, top, bottom, keep the navy top. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives you, my brain is not working. I think that gives you 4 to 6 options right there. Navy dress, and then when you talk about bringing in a pashmina, it could give you some more options potentially.
And then I feel like maybe for funerals or something, I just need to make like a plain navy dress or a plain like something that I could just throw a cardigan with or whatever. That would just be, and actually, you know what, my woolen dress would probably work with the right shoes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you could throw a blazer or a cardigan on, and just put on. I think the last funeral I went to was my grandmother, so it's a close family member, and I wore just a simple black dress with shoes. I didn't go overboard. Nobody's really, just simple. Most funerals aren't super formal. It's just being dark, the dark rules, right? Yeah, I would just go with a navy dress. The woolen dress would be fine. If you wanted to put like a blazer or something over it, just to kind of make it a little more formal as well.
Okay.
So did that answer your question? Did that help you out?
Yeah, I think so. And then I think if I found like a silver shoe, are we thinking more of like a sandal or something with a little more openness to it? I feel like what I had was very closed, and that made me think dress slacks and not dressy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that since you're shopping for comfort, it's going to depend on, I know you're probably specific about the brands that you wear. I would say look at the if you want 2 pair, I would get a summer pair. And where do you live? Remind me again. What's your climate like?
Right in the corner by the ocean in Canada, Washington State.
So cool coastal kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, we range a 40, 50 degree swing the whole year. So it usually gets up as high as 85, 90, and it gets as cold as 30 or 40, unless we have a really hot or a really cold spell, but it's pretty rare. So not super cold, not super hot.
Maybe something in between, like if you could do like a Dorsey flat has a cutout on the inner part of the foot. So there's openness there. They're usually pretty pointed though, so I don't know if you like a pointed toe. I would really say it's personal choice. If you prefer a sandal, go with a sandal. If you get a sandal, you're gonna have to be, again, as always with shoes, mindful about the construction of the shoe, because some shoes are going to read sporty casual and some are going to be more dress shoes. Whereas with something like a basic loafer in a metallic, it kind of crosses both ways if you're looking for comfort. And things like the details and the stitching and things like that make a difference in how it reads as well.
Okay.
So yay, that was good. I love this question. This was a good one, a lot of fun today. I'm gonna go really quick and check and see. Wait, I closed it out, didn't I? So I'm not gonna check the questions. I'll answer them later. Okay, so Kristi, thank you for being here today. If you like a chance to get 15 minutes with me, we choose one style star every month. It is the person that has the most engagement. That includes your post, your comments, and your likes. Facebook tallies it. I don't do anything. I just come back in and let you know that you won and send you a link to schedule, and you get to hang out and ask whatever questions you have for 15 minutes. So thank you so much, Kristi. This was a great question. I'm glad you asked it because I'm sure a lot of people struggle with that occasionally dressy outfit. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. This was fun.
Hey there, gorgeous. Before you go, if this episode inspired you and helped you to feel more confident, I'd love for you to leave me a written review on Apple Podcasts. Second, hop on over and join the free Facebook group at christianstylecommunity.com, where you'll find Jesus-loving women just like yourself learning about style and building a dream wardrobe. Get dressed, be radiant.